Hello, creators. Today I'd like to discuss an important topic, the tarot. I believe the tarot is widely misunderstood nowadays. It is a divination tool. However, it's supposed to be used to shape your reality and to read your energy, not to fortune tell. The reason why it can fortune tell is because it reads the energy that's coming in, and it also reads past energy. Picture it like smoke going across the room. There's the end of the stream, the middle of the stream, and then the front. And energy flows the same way. And your thoughts, your actions, your energy that you put out comes back to you, right? With what measure you measure, it is measured back to you. So the tarot reads the energy that you have put out that is being returned back to you. And it also reads the energy of people in your energy, other people that are involved in the situation. It'll also pick up on that energy. And it also reads your subconscious mind that you may not even be aware of. And this is the greatest tool, is the reading of the subconscious mind, because you can use it to see where you're at in your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind actually shapes your reality. Your conscious mind just experiences the reality that you've created with your subconscious mind. So when I read tarot, I read the energy of what is coming in, the energy of what is there, and the energy that may be the past energy if you want some reflection. But I make sure that the person understands that they shape their own reality based on their own thoughts and assumptions. So when you go into a reading and you think, oh, okay, well, I need to do this, that, and the other thing, it's not necessarily like that. Sometimes you do need to do things. Most of the time you just need to change your mind, change how you see things, change your energy, and your energy will change. You can pull tarot cards, and a day later you can pull tarot cards on the same situation and they'll be different cards because the energy has changed. Some of it may remain the same, but it will change. People have free will, okay? And because of free will, we have the power to change anything in our life at any time. We just have to change our vibration. We have to change our energy. So, understanding that it reads the energy and it reads the values. Numbers 1 through 9 are the only numbers that exist. Everything falls between a 1 through a 9. Even the major arcana adds up to, breaks down in numerology to a 1 through a 9. And the 0 energy is the Fool. That's the only card that doesn't have an energy value. That's because it's fresh energy. It doesn't have a value yet. You haven't placed one on it. Okay? There's a book called The Unbelievable Power of Suggestion by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And it talks about how the mind can be convinced of things that are suggested to it. And it's a very powerful thing. I mean, a doctor can suggest to you that you have cancer and you can go home and give yourself the cancer when you never actually had it. So this is how powerful suggestion is. Placebo effect. You can give half the people a sugar pill and the other half the people the drug, and you get about the same exact results for success. Why is that? It's because the mind believes it. Suggestion. So when you're getting a tarot reading or you're giving one, you need to keep in mind that if you're suggesting to your client something negative or bad, and they make an assumption based on that, the things that you say to them can happen because they believe they would happen. Okay? You need to just make sure people understand that it's just energy. So here's your energy. This is what it looks like. This is where it's headed. But you have the free will to change it. And a lot of good tarot readers, they do tell people that. They understand this. I'm not making this for advanced tarot readers. I'm making this for the general public so they get an understanding. You think you're going to go to a tarot reader and you're going to get answers to all life questions. No. Most of the time you're going to leave with more questions than you had when you walked in, unless you understand what's really going on. So I want to make it clear, it's all about reading energy. And it's all about understanding how the energy is working in your mind and being able to manipulate and change that energy. And I wanted to touch on the different suits, because you have the wands, which is fire, magic, that is action. You have the cups, which is emotion or spirit. You have the swords, which is intellect or communication. And you have the pentacles, which is the physical world manifestations. And then you have number values within each of these categories that is an overarching number. Even in the major arcana, you have an overarching number that equals to a certain 1 through 9. So like the judgment card, 20, that's a 2. So the overarching energy is balance, decisions. Okay, that isn't exactly what the judgment card means, but that is the overarching energy that must be taken into consideration. So understanding how the numbers work and how all the suits work. But let's think about this for a second. Let's say you have too much fire, okay? Too much wands. You say you have a 10 of wands. That's an over energy, which actually converts back to a 1. But it's the end of the cycle. Well, how do you put out fire? You put out fire with water. So if you're in a high number of the wands and you need balance, then you need to bring some emotion and some spirit into it. Because that's how you put out a fire, is with water. Okay, if you have too much water and you have too much emotion, how do you balance that out? With air. Okay, how do you dry out a towel? You take and you wring it out and you hang it up in the air, and the air dries. So you can dry up water with swords or intellect and communication. That's why communication in emotional relationships is so important, because that's the swords, that's the air magic that dries out all that water. If you have an imbalance of any of these elements, then you're not going to function properly. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. The main thing I wanted to communicate was that tarot is not fortune telling. Okay? It is energetic guidance. That's what it boils down to. And if you are reading tarot for people and you don't understand this, you need to maybe look into it a little deeper, because if you suggest to somebody that somebody in their family is going to die because you got the death card next to a court card, that's not necessarily what's going to happen. That may be the energy that's coming in. But if you tell them that, what's that going to make them feel like? Now, I'm not saying it's all rainbows and butterflies, and I'm not saying to tell people, the things that aren't showing up in the cards. If you see some, 7 of swords coming in with a 5 of swords and a knight of swords, then you know that there's some deception. There's going to be some deception and communication. Yeah, of course you can tell them that. I'm not saying don't be honest. I'm just saying don't make it so black and white, like this is bad. This, because really it's all good. Okay? Everything in the world is good. There's only God in the world. There's only good in the world. There's lesser levels of good, which is what you call evil. But that's not actually evil. Evil technically doesn't exist. There's only good in the world. There's only God in the world. God and good are the same thing. When you turn away from God or good, that is what you call evil. L-I-V-E in reverse, E-V-I-L. So to turn away from good is what we call evil. Evil doesn't exist. It's just a lack of good. Okay? So you could say it exists in the form of a lack of good, but it's still all good because it's still all God. And there's channelers like Bashar. He talks about it's not the thing that happens. Everything is neutral. Even a car accident is neutral. It's how you respond to it that places the conditions upon what you will experience as a result of what has happened in the neutral. The universe is unconditional. We place the conditions on it through our assumptions, through our energy that we put out, conditions it, and then it gets returned to us. So that's all I really wanted to share. I wanted to clarify the tarot because tarot is becoming really popular and for good reason. Because people are looking to change their lives and they're looking to change their spirituality. Tarot is not an evil thing. Of course it can be used for evil, but so can a butter knife. You can butter your bread and feed your body, or you can try and kill somebody with it. It's not the butter knife's fault. And it's the same with tarot cards. Tarot cards are just a tool to be able to communicate energy and read energy. Not everybody can see and read energy, but the cards can. So the cards help you to see what's going on in your subconscious mind and help you shape your reality based upon the energies that you see. You change your energy, you see your cards change. You can actually use the cards on a daily basis just to kind of guide your mind in your own life. And how you see them and how you view them and what you think about what you're looking at will also have an effect on your mind. Like a lot of people see the Tower card and they're like, oh, the Tower. Well, it's not a bad card. It's actually a good card because it means that delusions and illusions and these things are being broken down. So the disillusionment is over. Anything that's on a fault structure is going to fall. That's a good thing. So the Tower is a good thing. Unless you're playing games, then the Tower is going to be a bad thing. Now there are a couple cards that are hard to say they're good, like the Three of Swords. But if you look at the overarching energy of a 3, it's not a bad thing. It's just when it comes to the Three of Swords, it has to do with communication, has to do with your mind, your intellect. And it's been looked at as a negative card. It's actually not a negative card. It really depends on what card is next to it, what energy, how it is framed in the spread. So I just wanted to clarify that. A quick video. Thank you.